With the pokercalculatorreport.com. Here to you today at SharkScope.com doing a review of this site. It's a great site if you are playing sit and go poker tournaments because this tracks every player, every game on Full Tilt and Poker Stars, the big two main sites. It also covers all the Cryptologic, On Game Pacific, and Poker.com sites, and it's also doing Party Poker now, although I'm not sure who plays there anymore. Hey, I'm going to show you for 14 bucks a month what kind of value you can get out of this site. And if you figure that is basically the cost of an entry fee. So you can definitely afford that once a month if you are playing sit and go tournaments. I just typed my name in at Full Tilt Poker. Here is Turtle Knife, 555 games played, average profit of $1. So basically every tournament that I go in, I make at least a buck, and average stake. So of the entry fees that I play, the combined 5, 6, 10, and $20 entry fees that I play, it works out to $8. My average return on investment is 10%. So of all the sit and go that I go in, I average a 10% return on my money. Total profit is $528, and that's on Full Tilt Poker. It also has a form ID here, which will identify you as being a hot player, for example, or being on tilt. And I think I've been both at certain times, but that is an up-to-date item, so it's not showing anything on mine, which is probably neutral. But that is definitely not the extent of the searches. All I have to do is click on my ID here, and it brings up physical graphs that I can look at. These are my quantity of entry fees at each level. This is my return on investment, and this is my total profit over the amount of games played. And to have a closer look at one of those graphs, you can just click on it, and it will show you that, well, it looks like if you come across a graph like this, you pretty much know that a player knows what he's doing. Now, if you caught me in the middle of this, I might have been registered as being on tilt, at full tilt. But if you do see one of these, hey, let that be a reminder of playing to you, playing rule, not to let your wife play on your account while you're out of town. So keep that in mind. But as you can see, it's going up, up, and this is what you want to see for your own. But if you don't see that on someone else, then, well, they're probably hurting in some way or another. I was in a tournament just today where I saw a player and I was curious about him because he was playing a bit tight to start. So I did a search on him, and lo and behold, a shark's tail came up. So that was a great icon to have by your name. He has played 56 games, average profit of $13. Let me tell you, that is very good at first glance. Average stake is $17, and average return on investment is 33%. 33%? Wow, that is so high that I suspect there's something else about this account that I do have to search, because that would represent you probably finishing first or second in maybe 70 or 80% of the sit and go tournaments that you play. I've never seen numbers like that. So I have to check into that, but he's made $727, and again, he's on the Full Tilt network here. Um, so I actually wanted to show you another feature of SharkScope where you can actually set up in the advanced search a filter, and there are many combinations of filters. You can do it over time, type of game, limit, if it's turbo, speed, stakes, but the only filter I'm interested in here is keeping the number of games down for this player to 10 players. So I'm going to do another search and see what it comes up with. Now we're getting to the bottom of it. Okay, so after I filtered out his multi-table tournaments, he has played only 47 games. His average profit went from $14 to $2. Stake is just the same. His average return on investment is negative 5%. Now, even though he's pulled a small profit of $117, the negative ROI represents how many times he's pretty much finished out of the money. This means to me that once, twice, maybe a few times, he's actually won first or second place. So he's gotten a few bigger wins in terms of first place, but most other times he is absolutely out of the money. And as you can see, the filter here has indicated that I've done a search, but I've had the filter on so that all the tournaments are under 10 players that he's played in. So that gave me a bit more information, and that is pretty much borne out when I have a look at his graphical information here. And as you can see, that he's pretty much an average player, a couple of dips, a little bit up here, and then boom, okay, he hit. He was probably, I would say, in a 90-player sit and go tournament, maybe for 10 or 20 bucks, and scored for $500 win here. It's as simple as that. No other explanation for it. It's all in one time. So that has really skewed his original search. This is far more accurate, where he's got a negative 5% ROI. So I wasn't up against a real monster player there after all. Another great thing about SharkScope.com, you can actually have a look at the leaderboards, and it shows some of the better players on Full Tilt and Poker Stars. So since I'm playing Full Tilt Poker, I'm going to take the top Full Tilt Poker player that I see here, and it is Straight No Chaser 1. Great player, seems like very consistent. He has played, listen to this, 4,089 games, average profit of $1, average stake of $6. Wow, average return on investment 21%, and his total profit is $6,000. So, well, he's not exactly a rounder because that's not income money, but I mean, it's decent. He's not losing money, and he's a very consistent winner. Have a look at this graph. This is total profit over games played. Guys, if you come across a graph like this in SharkScope as one of your competitors, this is a guy you cannot tilt. Extremely consistent player, borne out by this graph here. As well, this is public information, so Straight 8 #1 chaser. I mean, you can do a free search on here and get the same information here, so we don't have to hide his name or anything here, but great player here. Now, if you have a look at his stats, though, why would you think a player like this would be just playing low limits? And in fact, having $6, if you look at his graph here, he's played virtually 3/4 of his games at the under $10 level, which means to me he's either at 5 or 6. Now, since it's saying average is 6, I think what this player is actually doing is he's playing the $6 tier 1 tournament entry tickets. So you on Full Tilt, it's a 6-player table. It's $6 to get in. First gets an entry ticket to a 24+2 tournament. And I've mentioned these before on PokerSitAndGoReport.com that they are great tournaments to play. You'll never have to pay a full price for a multi-table tournament to get in. And so what I think this player is doing, he just plays for tickets to get into 24+2 tables, multi-tournament multi-tournaments on Full Tilt Poker. And I'm sure that when we do a search on the Poker DB, that he is going to be in the multi-table tournament entries. So I think this guy's like me. He doesn't like to pay 24+2, but he will gladly play $6 to get in one of the big tournaments. Okay, anyway, some great features there. SharkScope.com, $14 a month to get in. Like I said, the price of a sit and go, and if you're serious about this, a great service to have. Anyway, guys, signing out for SharkScope.com. This is Marty Smith at PokerCalculatorReport.com.